In the Scottish Highlands, Jimmy's chilling with his sisters and cousins watching TV when suddenly a siren goes off outside. His aunt slams the door and tells everyone not to move, which is basically code for, yeah, you're screwed. The kids panic as chaos erupts around the house, and Jimmy, being a curious little idiot, goes to the door calling for his dad. Bad move, because the door explodes open and in pour the infected, basically zombies, but on speed. They immediately tear into the girls like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet, completely ignoring Jimmy hiding behind the door. He bolts, only to run straight into his mom getting devoured in the next room. And if that wasn't traumatizing enough, everywhere he runs, he sees relatives transforming into infected one by one. It's like a family reunion gone horribly wrong. But somehow he slips outside and makes a run for the church, hoping his dad will know what to do. Plot twist. Dad's busy vibing with the priest, who doesn't think the infected are a bad thing. No, this guy thinks it's Judgment Day and hands Jimmy a shiny gold cross like, that's going to help. Then boom, the infected crash through the stained glass windows like it's a WWE entrance. Jimmy runs, but Dad stays behind, begging to be saved. He gets his wish, if being dogpiled and chewed into an infection smoothie counts as salvation. Turns out this nightmare is all thanks to the rage virus. Continental Europe wasn't having it, so they sealed the UK off like a bad leftovers container, leaving it a zombie wasteland. Fast forward 28 years, survivors now live on Lindisfarne Island, separated from mainland Britain by a tidal causeway. Today's big event, a kid named Spike is about to kill his very first infected. His dad, Jamie, tries to act like it's just another casual breakfast. But his sick wife, Isa, is losing her mind upstairs, flipping out at the thought of Spike going. She calms down eventually, but memory loss makes her drift in and out of reality. Spike, meanwhile, gets gifted a brand new bow by Sam and is paraded out of town like he's some kind of zombie-killing celebrity. Before he leaves, Jenny reminds him of the rules. You go out, you come back. If you don't, nobody's coming to rescue you. Basically, good luck, kid, hope you don't die. Jamie and Spike head across the causeway, sharing stories from the old world, where people actually lived far from the ocean. To Spike, that's about as believable as unicorns. They hit a forest and find their first target, an infected crawling on the ground. Spike shoots an arrow straight through its neck. First kill unlocked. Another sneaks up, but Jamie takes it down. More noise, more infected. Spike hesitates to kill the last one, but Jamie lets it go. A proud dad moment. Except Spike feels gross about the whole thing, which is fair, since he basically just murdered people who used to be human. They push deeper and find a house where someone strung up and infected upside down like a butcher's pig, letters carved on his back. Jamie thinks he was bait. He wants Spike to finish him, but the kid's terrified. The infected breaks free, forcing Spike to panic shoot it in the head. Congrats. Another nightmare unlocked. Then they stumble on a half-eaten animal, its head and spine nailed to a tree like grotesque modern art. That's when Jamie gets worried. Only an alpha infected could do that. Alphas are bigger, smarter, and way harder to kill. And just their luck, a whole horde led by an alpha shows up. Jamie keeps turning it into a training session, yelling tips mid-chase like aim for the heart or head while they're running for their lives. Father-son bonding at its finest. They barely make it back to an abandoned house, barricade in the attic, and wait it out. Jamie explains alphas take way too many arrows, so they're screwed for now. Spike feels guilty for missing shots, but Jamie assures him he did great. You know, for a kid on day one of zombie hunting. Later that night, Spike dreams of his mom drowning, but wakes to the house literally collapsing around them. They run for home, only to find the causeway submerged by high tide. It's shallow enough to cross, except now the alpha is waiting. They sprint across the water with Spike slipping all over the place like it's a slip and slide of death. Guards at the gate light up the alpha with arrows, even setting one on fire. That finally brings it down, and Jamie drags Spike home. Safe, for now. The town celebrates Spike's first kill like it's his birthday party. They lift him on a chair, give him booze, cheer like he's a gladiator. But Spike feels sick, literally puking from all the praise. And then things get worse. He spots Jamie sneaking around with another woman. Dad of the year. From here, family drama collides with apocalypse survival. Spike wants to help his sick mom, but Jamie says no, because the only doctor left is Kelson, a guy who lost his marbles and now burns corpses for fun. Spike doesn't care. When his dad slaps him during an argument, Spike steals his mom Isa away, sets a distraction fire, and sneaks her off the island. Straight across the causeway, straight into hell. After walking all day, Spike and Isa finally find an old building to crash in. Isa's bored out of her mind, so she wakes Spike up just to tell him bedtime stories about the good old pre-apocalypse days. At one point she stares at him and says he looks like her dad, then casually starts calling him Dad. Spike's like, no thanks, wrong Oedipus. He tells her to sleep and promises to keep watch, which he doesn't because he immediately passes out too. Bad move. An infected slips inside and starts chewing on Spike's shoelaces like they're spaghetti. Then it spits them out in disgust when it realizes they're not worms. It crawls up to Spike's face, about to take a bite, when suddenly someone yanks it back. Spike wakes up thinking it was a dream, until he notices the corpse on the floor. Issa swears she didn't see anything, but flashback reveal, yeah, she smashed its skull against a statue. Tiny Psycho unlocked. Meanwhile, elsewhere, a group of soldiers are running for their lives. They're low on ammo, their squad's full of holes, and the infected are right behind them. Soon, it's a buffet, soldiers turning one by one, forcing their own teammates to shoot them. 3 guys manage to limp into a tunnel, slam the gate shut, and unload their last bullets. Then, surprise, an alpha shows up. He rips one soldier's head off, uses his spine as a baseball bat to knock another down, and the 3rd guy barely escapes. Honestly, rough day at work. Back to Spike and Isa, who are still on their little hiking trip through hell. Isa's delusions get worse. She keeps calling Spike her dad until a bloody nose gives them away. The scent attracts an infected, but Spike nails it with an arrow. Some blood drips on Isa's forehead, and he freaks out, cleaning her off like she just spilled ketchup on herself. More infected show up, so the kids sprint until they find a gas station. They fight with the door, finally break in, only to realize the place is full of fumes. Breathing? Optional. The infected pile in behind them, forcing Spike to throw random objects like it's Mario Kart. Cornered, it looks like game over, until a ceiling hatch pops open and Soldier Eric drops in, yelling for them to hide. He sprays bullets everywhere, which mixes with the fumes and causes a massive explosion. Fireball kills every infected in sight, but somehow the kids are fine. Plot armor activated. Eric joins them, freaks out when Spike has zero plan, but still volunteers to carry Isa. They snack on apples, Eric shows off his phone, and Spike, who's never seen plastic surgery, thinks Eric's girlfriend looks like an alien. Then the phone dies and Eric throws it away like an angry teenager. Isa wanders into a train full of rats and finds something worse, a pregnant infected. She actually helps it give birth. Spike cuts the cord, and they even clean the baby up. But Eric, being Eric, immediately shoots Mom in the face. Then he aims at the baby too, until, surprise, an alpha infected snatches him from the ceiling, tears his head off, and drops in for round 2. Turns out this was Samson, the big bad alpha. The kids run with the baby, Spike firing arrows that barely tickle Samson. But before things get too fatal, Dr. Kelson shows up, a lunatic covered in iodine who lives in a bone temple. He sedates Samson and casually tosses Eric's head in a fire before scrubbing his skull clean and adding it to his collection. Home decor goals. Kelson runs tests, drops the bombshell that Isa has terminal cancer, and teaches Spike about memento mori. Basically, remember you're gonna die, so do it in style. Isa hands the baby to Spike, then lets Kelson mercy kill her. He returns with her spotless skull, which Spike places on top of the bone tower at sunrise. Brutal, but kinda poetic. Of course, Samson comes back for revenge. He tears through Kelson's hideout, grabs the doctor, and nearly crushes him until Spike jabs a sedative needle in his arm. Samson faceplants unconscious. Victory. In the aftermath, Spike names the baby Isa, leaves her at the town gate with a note, and walks off into the wasteland. Jaime reads the letter and desperately tries to chase after his son, but the tide cuts him off. 28 days later, Spike's alone, hunting, and now an absolute pro. He casually one-shots infected until he bumps into someone shocking, Jimmy, the kid from the beginning, now all grown up and rocking his dad's cross. He's got his own squad, and they slaughter infected like it's a hobby. Jimmy laughs, Spike smirks, and just like that, they're new apocalypse bros. If you enjoyed watching humanity implode, don't forget to smash that subscribe button before the alphas smash you.